This podcast may include opinions or attitude towards products, services, or companies. We present these content ideas to provide valuable insights and suggestions. All this is for general informational purposes only and does not constitute professional advice. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls,
welcome to Bloma with Gareth, Kabelo, Masinda.
Hey, how you doing, guys? Thank you so much for tuning in. Your main man, Gareth Kabelo Masinda is here. And I just want to take this moment to officially welcome you to a new name, a new brand, and I really hope this brand will take as far as I want to take it. And I really appreciate if you guys can keep on sticking with us. And if you can subscribe and like and share. And o tsama bolele baagisane ba gago o bolele ba botle gore Gareth Kabelo Masinda o fitlhile o na le podcast e leng ya gage a e bitsang Bloma with Gareth Kabelo Masinda. And just to clear the air, right? I know gore batho ba bantsi ba maketse gore go iragalang ka gore this podcast in video wanna be business expert. The whole idea behind the wanna be business expert in le go tlisa batho mo podcast so we can engage and then re bue le bone about the journey on the business side. But at the same time, we don't want to get to the point where now we only focusing more businessing. So why don't we just call individual Bloma, Bloma, Kekasi slang, Bloma. So that's why we say Bloma with Gareth Kabelo Masinda. So we call individual to come and stay with us, chill with us, so we can relax, man, and have a conversation around have a conversation around their development, conversation around their business, conversation around their personal space, where you're coming from as a person and where you're going as an individual on the business side, what challenges you had. If you have any other hustle, that's the most important thing, so that at least we can share with the individual at home or they want to make decision. So somehow the discussion that we're going to have with the guests in the studio, I think they will be able to give us some sort of an idea how they started, where they see themselves, or how did they start, where did they fail, and as a person as well, in a personal space, and all those things. So there's a whole idea why we change the name from Wanna Be Business Expert to Bloma with Gareth Kabelo Masinda. So I hope little Bloma Linda, so we can have a conversation, man. The whole idea is to share your knowledge, your whole idea is to share your success, share your failures, so other individual can be able to know you don't just wake up tomorrow and then boom, everything is happening the way you want to see it or the way we batlang ka teng. So that's the whole idea behind it. And then I think it's only fair le host, so I can just share my space, my personal space, where I'm coming from, and what do I do currently, and what's happening on my business side. So like I mentioned, Gareth Kabelo Masinda, originally I'm from Kurumane. I was born and bred there. Go a very, I wouldn't say a small village. It's not a village even Lochone. This like by Vita Batharus. That's where I grew up. That's where I had my upbringing. That's where I explore, and I did a whole lot of things. I grew up Kubatlarusi, and I did my school in Korobanyana Primary School, the Kubatlarusi Kabumatrubulo section. And yeah, man, it's like a whole lot of and then I ended up going to Isahont Primary School. It's in another place called Motivista in Kukurumane. I think it's about, if I'm not mistaken, about 20 kilometers from Kubatlarusi. That's where I did my other primary. From there, I went to secondary school, Hamohana, which is in Marubi. Did my secondary school there. From there, I go Khaletsang. Went back to Mutibistad, Khaletsang Science High. That's where I did my matric. And then from there, I go Northwest University, Komafikeng, where I did my degree. Bring go high. It was quite nice, man. I think more wanang the say they talk about the hore ngwana go tswa ke motse ngwana go tswa ke bagisang. I think we know each other very well to that point, and it's easy to make friends. It's easy to know what's happening in the community, and also it's easy to fit in as an individual. I grew up getting Hameka Bolo Coast Club in Sebasbitsa Bluebirds Football Club. I grew up playing soccer there. I was a hardcore soccer player, and everything. I grew up there, and it was quite good, man. I think I have learned a lot, how to be a person, go bereka le batho, gore botho ke eng, and then how to make sure that if you have anything, you're willing to share with the neighbor, you're willing to share with other individual from your community, so at least as a group you can move forward. That's one thing that I ke ile ka ithuta yona ha ke ntse ke tla ke gola ka mokgwa ntseng yalo. And then I grew, man, as a person. Currently, I have my own business and I'm working 9 to 5 job, some telecommunication here in Midrand. And I have a business that I'm running. I have about 10 employees that I'm employed, and all of them they're from Kuruman. Just to make sure that at least I try and minimize unemployment rate as a country. So trying to do something different, and I want to keep on doing something different. And I hope Modimo tla ntsana le nna ka nako tse tsotlhe so that I can be able to maintain, I can be able to give these guys opportunity for them to grow, and then I can be able to create something outside what I have right now, and then I can employ more people. So that's what I have, and the name of the company is called GL Group Holding. The whole idea was to create Gareth legacy, and then just to make sure that at least I help someone else to make a difference. And then I started building other companies around it. There's other company that I called We Chill on Weekends, which it deals with water, it deals with events. There's other company that I built. There's a few concepts that I have as well that I want to bring in so that we can continue as a company to build more profile, build more things for the company. So I think we're going to continue in that sense as a company to create opportunities, to create a platform for other individuals, because I believe as a company, it's quite important to create a platform for your community, create a platform to give people some sort of something for them to grow, something for them to feed their families, and then make a difference in their lives. Because as a community, we need to grow together. As a community, we need to fight all these challenges together. There's a lot of external factors that we need to fight together. There's a lot of things involved that comes with the politics, comes with social economics, and a whole lot of things that we need to fight as a community. So I believe if we stand together as a community, we should be able to know where we're going as a community and help each other, man. Yeah, man. So the whole idea is to create opportunity for individuals. And with the individuals that I have, I started a company in 2021, and obviously not getting projects and all that, you can't hire people. And then until God bless me and I got a project somewhere in 2023 and trying to push and give these guys opportunity. You start slow, and the challenge is that you don't have a capital. You need to do a whole lot of things. You try and put everything together so that at least you give others opportunity. And remember that once you hire people, you need to have expenses that you need to cater off. You need to pay people. You need to make sure that you operate on a daily basis. And at that point, you don't have a capital. You need to pay people at the end of the month. I did at some point take my salary to be able to cater towards my business. And luckily enough, having the team that I have back at home, Guruman, the guys that are working for me, they understanding people, and they knew that I'm doing something that actually is going to help them in the future. Some of the expenses, the lucky, the part that I would say I'm blessed, it's for employees, to willing to be able to take something out of their pocket so they can assist at that moment, because you find that they need a foil or they need some sort of a paper or anything. They'll take from their pocket, they'll buy, and at the end of the month, then I give them back their money until we get to the point where we are stable. And the one thing that I have always put in my mind, I can do anything, I can run short on anything, but I always strive to make sure that I pay their salaries, because you spend your whole money coming to work the whole month, and I fail to pay at the end of the month. I can just imagine the damage that I'm causing. So for me, it's quite important that I don't miss any salary for them. As much as you find or you have all these challenges, you need to pay people, you need to make sure that your operation is moving smoothly. I do not want to miss any salaries when it comes to my employees. So far, I think we're going somewhere. We're getting somewhere. And one thing that I just can share with you guys is I love broadcasting. It's one thing that I have noticed from young age. I had one opportunity to be at one of the radio stations, Sastswana, and sona sa ka ba re ga sa tlhapa. Unfortunately ga ba kgona go mpha tiro ka gore ba re sona sa ka sa tlhapa. Me, it's I love broadcasting to the point I even wanted to get into voiceovers at some point, because of I feel that I have what it takes. I can be able to do broadcasting. I can do some voiceovers. So that's why I wanted to do this podcast, so that at least it's something that I have a passion on, and something that I can utilize to share information with you guys. So broadcasting or sharing information, having a mic that I can be able to speak to another person, is one thing that I like as well. So that's basically on a nutshell what you need to know about Gareth Masinda. Personal life, personal space, some of the things I don't think you will be able to get to it. But yes, I'm married. Yes, I have kids. Yes, I'm growing as a person. I'm getting somewhere. So, all right. So, other thing that I just want to share with you guys, I think with this whole podcast, we're gonna try and give you information. We're gonna try and share with you so that you can make a better decision tomorrow. The whole idea is for you to make a decision that you can, it's gonna benefit you. It's gonna show you a benefit. It's gonna guide you. It's gonna be able to lead you to get somewhere. So one thing that I thought I just share with you today that I believe it might help a lot of people, the CV part, curriculum vitae, believing that most people, obviously every day you got people applying for jobs. Ba bangwe motho a teng ga sala apply for the whole year. Ga gona sepe se le gore se iragala, gona nkwetso le mina. I just thought it's quite important. I just share some of the things that I see, some of the things that I believe it can be improved, some of the things that I can naganang gore di ka kgona go kgontsha go itlhela ditoro tsa gago kapa yone tiro ya gago. Point number one that I think is quite important, is to share as much as you can. Don't write buka ka CV how when you're applying for job. All of us, we know our job description, but try and be brief, try and share what is required. In most cases, tiro e advertising from whatever company, they will say, we need someone who's going to be responsible to do this on daily basis. It's quite important to know that if you're applying for project manager position, and then they will say you'll be engaging your stakeholders, you'll be updating your customers, you'll be calling clients, all these things. Just make sure that you also brief and you put these things on your CV, because when the HR or the screening team, they screen your CV, they screen against what's required or what has been put on an advert. So try and share that information so your CV can be taken into consideration. And I'm not saying you must lie. All I'm saying is put what you know you are capable of, you have ability of, and you have experience in. Share that information so that they can be able to see that you have actually achieved some sort of information, or you have some sort of goals that you have achieved previously. And when they screen, they can be able to link back to that. We look for someone who has 10 years experience in project management. You actually have your I'll put some sort of pamphlet so that you guys can be able to see on the screen that this is how maybe you can do it. It might help. We're not saying that you're going to get a job, you're going to get a call for interview immediately, but it might help for people to take your CV into consideration. So it's quite important to make sure that what you're providing on your CV, it goes along with what you have seen on your advert or advert for that particular position. The other thing that I just thought I'd share with you guys, it's sharing of the skill. In most cases, when you see advert for position, they will say that we need someone who has a skill in organizing, a skill in negotiating, a skill in project management, a skill in analytical, a skill in problem solving. Try and put that as a brief. Like I mentioned, I'll put something that you can be able to see how I normally do it. You can be able to put the skills that you have acquired and then during which position, so that at least when they screen, they can be able to see that you actually have a skill that they require and you meet the requirement. So the skill that you possess, the skill that you have developed, put it there. If it's something that you haven't developed, I will show you also there's a column on the left hand side of your CV where you can just put as something that you want to develop, something you want to learn in the future, so that you can be able to see that you have a passion and you are aware of the requirement, Um, your job description is quite important. Like I mentioned, that they will tell you what is this. This is what you need to do on a daily basis. It's quite important as a person applying for a job. We itse gore job description ya gago e yang ko yone e o e applying ke eng, what is required, so that when you get a call for an interview, you know what to expect. Some people, they just apply for the sake of applying. When they get a call, they get there. They don't know how to explain. They don't know how to, go bontsha gore they have a potential to do a job. So it's quite important to understand the job description, to understand what's required, and also align it together. Your skills, your passion, your quality that you have developed. Your CV should talk actually towards the position you're applying for. Some people, they just have one CV and they just distribute it to any kind of position. Some people who are project managers, they will have a CV for project manager, they have a CV for program manager, you have a CV for project administrator. So there's a different types of CVs that you would have for each and every position that you're applying for. So that's quite important. And the most important thing that I believe we need to share as well is your achievements. In most cases, when you have more than 5 years experience, it's quite important to put your achievements. When you join a company, there's always financial year end and all those things. So you need to try and engage with your manager, your program manager, to understand how this thing works. If you're talking about your achievement, the project that you had or you were running that particular financial year, what is that you have achieved on that project? What is that you have brought to the company? What is that we have saved for the company? So those things, you can always include them in your CV, that year 2024, 2025, you were handling this particular project, and this project, this is what is that you manage and what is that you have contributed towards revenue for the company. Those things, they actually quite interest the hiring manager, because it shows that you know the important parts. What is that you bring to the company? Try and be open. Try and understand what's required from you when you apply for a job. And also the last part, the reference. Sometimes references, I understand some of the people don't have a good relationship with their managers. Some people have a good relationship with their managers. And when you put Gareth as your reference, don't put Gareth as your reference and you don't, advise him and say, gee, please expect a call, or gee, please, can I put you as a reference, so that in the future, should I apply for a job, then you can just say, gee, I've applied for a position at this particular company. They might call you for reference. So don't just put Gareth as a reference and then Gareth gets a call. He doesn't even know what's going on. So they will just ask him, do you know this person? He will say, yes, I know the person. And it's quite, important to have a good relationship with your manager. It's quite rare you find each and everyone to say they have a good relationship with manager, but those who have, maybe you can just engage with them and understand, how did you build this relationship? Is it based on your performance? Is it based on anything else? But obviously we need to be professional, and expect our managers to be professional. They expect you to be professional as well. So your reference should be someone that you can count on. That's why I think in most cases right now you find people, they don't put their managers as a reference. They put their friends, they put their colleagues as a reference, to avoid, manager speaking bad about their behavior, or not be transparent to the potential hire, or potential company is going to hire you. So your reference people, try and engage, or put the people that they'll put a good word for you. It might not be your manager, but it can be one of your clients. It can be one of the Co-workers, people, I think they do that, but in most cases, I think HR or hiring managers, they don't try and confirm if you were the previous manager or the current manager to the person who applied for position. So it's quite important as an individual to put the people that you know they will trust and put a good word for you when you apply for position. And some people that you can always call tomorrow and say, such and such company is actually looking for people, and I have tried my luck, so that someone who's not going to lose their phone, that I can't get hold of the person to confirm. So try and build something that you know is going to benefit you in the long run. So that's what I thought I can just share with you guys. I will just put something on the screen so you can just have an idea, what is that you can put on your CV. And as a person, I believe we have what it takes for us to get any job that we want. It's quite important as well to study. So you need to go to school to study and get those short courses, continue with those, and then at least keep your mind active. Sometimes I tend to think that um, the hiring manager or the hiring company, they are not looking for certain qualification. They just want to see how active your mind is. You still have those people who completed matric 2005, 2004, take a paper and be willing to study or not, because some people, I think they have what it takes, spending some 10 years not studying, but when they get opportunity, they're willing to study. Some people, when you start talking about doing a course, they run away. And obviously, it's in our nature. We're not all gonna be the same. You have a different people with different goals. So try and keep yourself up to skill, try and gain more skill, and so you can grow as a person. Company every day, I think they're growing and technology is changing on daily basis. Try and do something se le goreng le wena ka mosotlo go tswela mošola, le wena o kgone go bona gore gola yang, o ska na fela mo company kapa o ska na fela mo position e one for the first past 10 years, 15 years, o sena go yang teng. So try and grow as a person. I believe the company that they give 5% increase. So try and do something so that you can have a better position that will give you a better salary that you want. And better as a person, man. So for that, I just thought I'd share with you in terms of the important parts or the important part of CV, what is that you need to look at and how you can make it better going forward. So with that, the Blomas, friends of the show, thank you so much. This is our main man, Gareth. I'll see you in the next one. With that, I'll just leave you with these words. Your determination will take you to the level you want to be in. That job, that business, that dream house that you want, it will come true. The only thing that you need to do, you just need to align your goals and be realistic with what is that you want. Sometimes we're not being realistic, our goals are not aligned. This is Gareth Kabelo Masinda. Thank you very much for tuning in. This is Bloma with Gareth Kabelo Masinda. Subscribe, like, and share. See you on the next one. Hey, how you doing, guys? This is your man, Gareth Kabelo Masinda, the host, Bloma with Gareth Kabelo Masinda. I just thought I'd share with you guys that if you're interested in advertising your business, your product, your services, your profile, anything that you feel that you want to show out there to the world, bring it to us. We can help you to showcase your talent to the world. Contact our team, sales@glgroupholdings.co.za. Then we can start showing your talent to the world. See you soon, Gareth K. Okay, see you on the next one.